Hey, what's up, guys? This is ColbyCheeZe, and guess what? Today we've got Wukong, the Monkey King. This is going to be my first impressions of him. I did give him a good go around the last 2 days, played him for several games in different little setups and different teams, and I've got a good understanding of how this champion feels, and I want to give you guys some advice on him and my thoughts so that if you are planning on buying him or just want to know a little bit more information, then you'll have that here. So if you've had a chance to see Monkey King in a game or watch the Champion Spotlight, you'll know some of his abilities are pretty interesting and slightly unique. They allow him to jump around and quickly get to his opponent. And he's got his little Shaco Blinky stealth thing where he splits off. And that's definitely a whole lot of fun to mess around and juke people with. And then he's got your standard melee champions reset my auto attack Q ability, with the extra damage, just like Trundle or Nessus or a lot of those other champions to do that type of similar thing. And then he's got an ultimate, which everyone was all excited about, the whole spin to win concept. Let's turn it on and boom, 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 boom. We're going to knock people up while doing spinny damage and speed up and run around. So anyways, cool set of abilities, but how well do they work together, and is the Monkey King champion worth buying? Is he a good champion? Alright, well, yes and no. I will say that the Monkey King is not overpowered, nor is he underpowered. So what does that mean, ColbyCheeZe? Is he balanced? I'd say he's okay. He's in an okay position. Let me give you my thoughts on where he stands. Alright, he feels to me kind of like a Lee Sin without skill shots. He's kind of like a champion that will jump in on you and do some decent melee damage, but without having to land that skill shot. With the caveat of this Monkey King is a little bit squishier. He doesn't have the life leeching that the Lee Sin has. He doesn't have the shield, and also he loses out on a little bit of range, which is the case with pretty much any skill shot. Skill shots are generally going to be longer range and higher damage to compensate. So Monkey King is great for using his little blink dash thing to run up and attack minions and kill the last 3 of the wave and quickly farm. You can catch people nicely, put out some quick poke, and then hit your W to set up your little decoy and run away without taking a whole lot of poke back. So that's definitely a really strong point of the Monkey King. But is he better than someone like Lee Sin, or why would you play him rather than Lee Sin? Well, I don't know. I guess if you suck at skill shots and you don't like Lee Sin, then you might play the Monkey King. Also, maybe you like monkeys rather than real people. I don't know. That's your choice. Now, the Monkey King, he can't really jungle. I mean, he can technically, but it's not going to be in your best interest. If you're going to be playing the Monkey King, you're going to go either to the duo lane or possibly the top lane solo. Alright, so how does he actually work in the top lane solo? There's a lot of really good champions that can go top lane solo that will shut him down quite badly. Why is this? Well, let's take a look at the champions that do well in the top lane. Champions that have one of two things. Either really long range that they can farm at from safety and get away without taking too much harassment in return, or champions that have really good sustain ability or shield, so people like Jarvan who can pop that shield and not take any damage, or people like Udyr and Warwick who can heal themselves up really easily. And so those are the champions that do really well in that top lane, and those are the champions that are going to probably beat the Monkey King and the lane. However, he can also beat other champions that are not technically OP in the lane. So if you lane against like a Katarina or something like that, you probably wreck them pretty good. If you lane against some mages, you might be okay. Probably not a Malzahar, obviously. He wrecks pretty much everyone in the lane. But there are some cases where going top lane would work out. I prefer to play him in a dual lane with a support that can help me out, or with like a Leona who can do some pretty big damage, because you are that early game bursty champion. Whenever I'm playing Monkey King, I tend to level up my E ability first. This allows me to farm quite easily, and it's the only ability that you're going to use consistently that actually has scaling on it. Now, his Q can do quite a bit of extra damage. It goes up to 150 at rank 5. But the only thing with that is that, of course, it is you have to be up in their face to use it, and it doesn't have that scaling, and there's no AoE on it. So early game, your focus should be on getting as much creep kills as possible. Of course, if you can kill champions, that's always great. But the E, as I said, has great scaling, and it's going to do good damage to champions at max rank, so there's no reason not to level that one up first. All right, so as I go into the lane, I will generally pick up boots and 3 health potions. That gives you the ability to run in, smack some people around, and run out. You can take some harass and use those health potions if necessary. Only reason you want to do that, maybe if you're with like a Sona or a Soraka that could just heal the crap out of you, you might start with the Doran's Blade, because what I do after that, well, this can kind of be up to you, but I would say either go for 2 more Dorans after your boots and 3 health potions, or you can just go into a Brutalizer. Brutalizer will give you a pretty big damage boost early game, whereas the Dorans give you a little bit more sustainability and some health, and so that's always good. It's kind of your choice on that one. Of course, the Brutalizer can be turned into a Ghost Blade later, which is nice, although I don't always find it in my best interest to run in on Monkey King and just start auto-attacking for long periods of time. I'm more of a jump in, smack someone once or twice, and then get the hell out of there, because you are very squishy, and that's just the way I play him. So after that, I do like to build into a Trinity Force. He does feel like a Trinity Force champion. Again, he's a quick, bursty AD champion. So you run in with your E, boom, auto attack him, and then hit your Q, bam, smack him again. That's your combo. And then generally what you want to do if you are in a dangerous situation is to instantly W and get the hell out of there. Another thing that you can do is if it's just one person, obviously you're going to sit there and just whack on him, because Monkey King is really strong in a one-on-one situation due to his different escape mechanics and stuff like that. The only thing about the Monkey King that I don't like is his ultimate. His ultimate seems like it would be very strong, but the reality of the matter is that it is not. It is very easily interruptible. If you get silenced, or if you get knocked up, or stunned, or anything like that, it will instantly cancel your spin, unlike someone's spin such as Garen, who can continue spinning, or like Pantheon with his E, where he'll continue swinging his spear around even if he's stunned. It's not the case with the Monkey King, so you're very easily shut down. Also, another problem with his ultimate is that, yes, it can knock you up. However, it doesn't have anything to follow up on it, so the knock-up's really not that big of a CC device. It's very short. I mean, the knock-up is like, boop, boop, and I'm back. Whereas if you take someone like Alistar, when he knocks people up, they get stunned for like a second afterwards, and that's what makes that super useful. So Monkey King's ultimate, it's very low damage, and it is also very dangerous to you, because once you pop that thing, you're like a big target. Like, hey, focus me. Every time I've ever tried to use my ultimate in any type of a team fight as Monkey King, I'm instantly focused down and killed. So your goal should be to actually use your ultimate as sparingly as possible and only in very specific situations. Use your ultimate as a interrupt ability. So if you have a champion that's going to have some kind of channel on your teammates, so if you have like a Malzahar, or if you have a Katarina or someone like that who's going to use some type of channel onto your team and you need to get them off, jump in with your E, hit your ultimate, and then instantly get the hell out of there if you're in a dangerous situation. You can actually cancel your ultimate by pushing R again, and that's usually a lot safer than sticking in there. Now, obviously, if you're going to hit multiple people and not get focused, then your ultimate's going to be fine. However, that situation would be a little bit more far in between. A good situation that it does come into play, though, is if you have like a Jarvan on your team and you can get someone else to be focused, then Jarvan pops his ultimate and boom, you dash in with your E and start spinning to win, and ba 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 ba, man, that's actually a really good situation. Other than that, though, you don't want to really run in and initiate. He is definitely not an initiator, unless, well, I mean, there are some cases. So you can run in, and if you're quick enough, you can use your E ability and then W to try and get out, and they will sometimes use all of their spells onto your little clone, that's the best use of your abilities that you could do. So you do that, you jump in, use your W, get the hell out of there, and wait for your cooldown to come back up. Now that they use their stuff, hopefully your team can kind of follow up on some of those situations, or you can waste some of their spells and that sort of thing. But the idea is to be able to get them to waste their stuff and then come in like an assassin and just focus down their squishy, try and get into the back of team fights and get onto their AD carry or to their AP carry who's wrecking people. Find that person who's doing a lot of damage and try to be a bruiser and just push them out of the fight. Due to this type of playstyle, again, on Monkey King, I'll build the Trinity Force that gives you that speed and that quick burst and a little bit of tanky and the slow, which, again, you don't have your own slow, so you need to have some kind of slow if you're going to stick to your targets. But anyways, after that, you want to build all tanky. Do it as if you were going to play an Aurelia, which, the tanky Aurelia build where you do the Trinity Force and then you go for a Banshee's Veil and then you go for some armor, perhaps a Guardian Angel if you're getting focused really quickly, but not necessarily that so much. I'd rather go for Randuin's Omen if possible. That seems like it would fit him a little bit better. For my runes and masteries on the Monkey King, I generally will do a standard 9-0-21. Whenever I'm doing my rune page, I will actually use my standard tanky attack damage carry page, which consists of 18 armor pin, that's all red armor pin, 1 armor pin quintessence, and then I'll do 4.5 physical damage, that's the other 2 quints, and then magic resist at level 18, and 4.5 magic resist at level 1. In other words, that's 3 blues that are flat magic resist, and the rest are magic resist at 18. And then on my yellows, I'll just go straight up flat armor, and that's plus 13 armor. It gives you a pretty good mix of damage onto your opponents as well as some tanky stats to help you out in addition to those. Overall, my synopsis of the Monkey King is that he is hella fun to play. However, if you want a new OP champion, he's not going to be that one. He may receive some tweaks later on in patches, kind of like we saw with Yorick, although I'm a little unsure of that just because of the fact that he is fairly decent right now, and if he gets strong, then he is going to wreck some people, while at the same time, he does suffer from the same problem other squishy attack damage carries do suffer from, which is that any type of team with some good CC or lots of AoE are just going to completely shut him down, and you have to be very careful of that. It's hard to jump into a fight and do any damage when you're just completely destroyed instantly. So there you go. That's my opinion on the Monkey King. I did enjoy him. He's not going to be my main or anything like that, but I may play him every once in a while for the lulz. Other than that, I'm not sure how competitive of a pick he will be. I don't think you're going to see him in any big competition matches, but I've been proven wrong in the past. We have seen Lee Sin used as jungle, although I actually do honestly believe that Lee Sin is super viable, and but let's not go into that because this is a video about the Monkey King. Anyhow, guys, if you want to see some more Monkey King, be sure to check out some of my future videos that I'll be doing, which includes commentary of me playing the Monkey King, and you can see that in the links below or on the actual, annotations. If you do enjoy my videos here and you like this, be sure to let me know. Push that like button and favorite this video. I'll see you guys around for the next one. This is ColbyCheeZe. Peace out.